Game of Thrones fans would know this very well. What do you say to the god of death?
Not today.
And that's exactly what these lucky humans said when the angel of death came knocking on their doors. Here are the 20 luckiest people caught on camera. What's up, Factnatics? This is Discovery Amuse, serving up your daily dose of the most outrageous, outlandish, and out-of-this-world fun facts. Stay tuned for our #1 pick if you want to see the world's luckiest man ever who cheated death. Perhaps some of his luck will rub off on you. Ladies and gents, without further ado, number 20, Highway to Hell. Remember that scene from Black Panther when Black Panther flipped into the air and landed perfectly on the back of a moving car? Well, this next guy didn't need any special effects to do exactly the same thing. The rider was about to change lanes when this car beat him to it. What happened next is something that you only see in the movies until now. Number 19, quick reflex. In this clip, a rider pulled a stunt over a muddy dirt road that went horribly wrong. But while the stunt rider also got lucky, we're more impressed by this gentleman, who was quick on his feet and avoided the motorcycle crash without missing a beat. And he was on the phone, too. He must have told the dude on the other line, hold up, bike crash coming, BRB. Okay, done. What were you saying? Number 18, broken backhoe. At a demo site, this guy was looking for something in the rubble, but he will soon realize that rummaging around an area surrounded by heavy equipment is not the brightest idea.
Oh my God!
Perhaps the neon green shirt made it easier for the bucket loader to avoid him. Number 17, slippery slope. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a car-pulled open sleigh. Just make sure no cars are coming at you. These two sledders were having the time of their lives when they suddenly lost their balance and got thrown out on the side of the road. Whoa! Where did that speeding car come from? These guys must have been nice because they got the best gift from Santa, a second lease on life. Number 16, Misfire. 21 gun salutes are supposed to be an act of military honor, not military horror. Good thing gun salutes are performed with blank rounds, or else this guy would have been the next one to be given his own 21 gun salute. Number 15, close call. This fighter jet pilot was waiting in the middle of the tarmac when another plane came speeding dangerously close to him. Good thing the pilot came out of the accident with both of his arms intact. Number 14, killer shot. Some tourists will do anything to get the perfect shot, even if they have to risk their lives in the process. Whatever happened to just enjoying the moment? This airport on the Caribbean island of St. Bart is known for how incredibly close the planes get to the road when they approach the tarmac. So of course, it would make for some pretty awesome photos, right? This tourist decided to take the risk and snap an approaching plane as if he was just taking photos of birds, because how dangerous could it be, right? If that photo doesn't get at least 1,000 likes, it would have been all for nothing. Number 13, young and reckless. This bus was cruising along the highway when all of a sudden a sedan tried to overtake it and lost control, going over the opposite lane. A speeding truck then hit the sedan so hard it sent the car flying towards the bus. As you can see, the car was a total wreck. But as for its young, reckless driver, miraculously, he survived the accident, but more shockingly, he got out of the wreck seemingly without as much as a broken thumb. Heck, his thumb must have been perfectly fine too. Number 12, lucky post. This woman probably started walking near street poles more often after narrowly escaping death, thanks to this friendly neighborhood lamppost. In this video, the unsuspecting woman can be seen walking past a lamppost when all of a sudden, a speeding vehicle behind her lost control and appeared to come straight towards her. Luckily, the lamppost came between the girl and the car, essentially playing guardian angel and saving the girl from entering the gates of heaven too soon. Number 11. Flying Skater Boy. The timing of these two guys makes it look like the whole thing was actually choreographed, but nope, they're just really, really lucky. Watch as this biker was about to enter the rink at the exact same moment that a skater went over the ramp. The almost accident just went over the biker kid's head, literally. Number 10. Satellite crash. In this clip, we can see a man sitting on a pipe so long it must be able to fit more than 20 people. But despite the wide open space, this satellite dish decided to fall directly towards the man. Well, a few centimeters away from the man to be exact. Now, I'm seriously confused. Do we consider this guy lucky for missing the satellite dish by a hair, or unlucky for sitting in that exact spot on the pipe? I don't even know anymore, man. Number 9. Sail fail. This sailboat was about to come crashing into a parked motorboat with a lone woman on board. But luckily, the sailors proved they were much stronger than the wind. They were able to maneuver the yacht around and avoid hitting the motorboat in one fell swoop. That woman looked like she can't be bothered, though. Not even by a rampaging yacht. Number 8. Scooter stress. How many times do we need to remind parents never to let their kids out of their sight, especially when they're outside of the house? Perhaps this next video will do the trick. A dash cam captured this moment when a young boy suddenly sped away from the parking lot and into the road. Thankfully, both the owner of the dash cam and the driver of the other approaching vehicle weren't texting while driving and were quick to hit the brakes to let the boy cross the street safely. I hope this mom finally learned her lesson. Number 7. Falling debris. Watch closely as this white vehicle gets a lucky break when it narrowly misses falling debris from a nearby building. With the size and heft of that thing, it could have surely caused major trouble for the car and the driver. Number 6. Parachute of death. Base jumping is a dangerous sport that basically involves free falling from a fixed structure such as a building, a bridge, or a cliff and landing with a parachute. Needless to say, it's important to check wind conditions carefully before taking the jump. Perhaps this guy didn't get the memo. Things escalated quickly as soon as the man opened his parachute. The winds didn't seem to cooperate, which led to the parachute repeatedly hitting the building wall. Like a dangling fruit about to fall, the man had no choice but to go wherever the wind took him. But in a stroke of luck, he was suddenly flung into an open window and out of harm's way. That's some Mission Impossible stuff right there. Number 5. Tipsy truck. Truck drivers don't get nearly enough credit for their mad driving skills. Imagine driving while carrying huge cargo on your back and having to make a turn. It takes some serious ability, I'm telling you. The heavier the cargo, the greater the skill and luck a driver needs. In this dash cam footage, watch as this wobbly truck desperately tried to regain its balance while carrying large metal pipes. Dropping those pipes could mean serious trouble for the other vehicles. Luckily, despite looking like the truck was about to topple over, the truck driver managed to gain back control of his vehicle. Number 4. A few steps ahead. Now, I don't know if this guy got what he needed inside the store, but he sure went out with tons of luck. Thank goodness he has long strides when walking, because had he walked just a tiny bit slower, he should have played the lottery inside that store, because it was clearly the luckiest day of his life. Number 3. Chopper crash. Part of my bucket list is to ride a chopper, but after seeing this video, let's just say I took an item off of that list. As this chopper was about to descend, the blades seemingly got tangled in the lines and almost immediately plummeted to the ground. These staff were just inches away from getting hit by the broken blades, but luckily, they got away from the scene quickly. This cameraman also decided to take a wide shot at the best time possible. Number 2. Timber! These guys probably have the best intentions cutting off that tree. Perhaps a storm was coming and this tree might harm someone. Well, it almost did, no thanks to you guys. Number 1. Holy sheet! This Emirati man is bar none the luckiest man in our book. You're free to disagree, but let us show you why. As he was walking ever so casually along the streets of Dubai, all of a sudden, a sheet of glass slipped from the building and fell straight on him. But he stood just an inch to the left, enough to prevent the sheet of glass from cutting him in half. Though the man fell to the floor, you can see how he came out of it virtually unscathed. Such a lucky man indeed. Which one of them do you think has the luckiest star? Let us know in the comments section below. Don't miss the chance to join our community of Factnatics by smashing that subscribe button and hitting the notification bell so you can stay up to date on our latest life-changing, boredom-busting content. Couldn't get enough of the 20 luckiest people caught on camera? Then how does the 10 weird things caught on security camera and CCTV sound to you? Just click on the video you see on the screen right now. Till then, stay lucky, Factnatics, and see you in the next video.